This is K02R. Please stand by while I set up the repeater for net mode.
PL off.
The Denver Radio Club Net will begin at 8:30. This is K02R. QSD from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero, Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings at the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And with the COVID-19 virus, we've been having virtual meetings using Google Hangout. And if you need the login information for the meeting, if you go to our website, www.w0tx.org, that information will be there. You can sign in just before each meeting and participate in the meeting with us. Our next meeting will be held on September the 16th, and the number session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. Again, with the COVID-19 virus, we have to have special setup to get the spacing for those taking the test, and so we have to make special arrangements to get a facility where we can do that. So we usually maintain the identification when we're going to have a test session on our website, and if you need to make contact with our VE team lead, Don Kachalski, KC2CAG, you can call him at 720-284-1911. And we'll also try to pass that information on here on this net as well. So bear with us until this COVID-19 thing straightens out and get back to normal. So just bear with us. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TOR, Service Net Control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs who check into the Denver Radio Club this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are there any visiting radio amateurs who would like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. Next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. And I'll take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo, please call now.
November 0, Delta Bravo Sierra, Dawn, Mobile and Denver, no traffic.
November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim in Columbine, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo, Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Alpha Kilo, David Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control would I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. I had a double right at the beginning. I only got one, so if I miss your call, please call in when I ask for a second round. First, N0 DBS Don, N0 NEZ Jim, N5 CMK Greg, and KF0 BAK David. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Kilo Alpha 5 Delta Kilo Sierra Ken in Arvada.
N0 ETV Lance Aurora, no traffic.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob and Thornton.
This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie, K1 DBC Durham.
Correction on my call. This is Jim. It was November 0 Echo Yankee Zulu.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo, Rich in Nevada, no traffic. Good evening. Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. And thanks for the correction, Jim. N0EYZ, sorry for that. And let's see, we had KA5 DKS Ken, N0ETV Lance, KC0CZ Bob, K1 DBC Daron, and WD0DOK Rich. Move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffix is beginning of letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet, please call now.
November 0 Golf Whiskey Mike and Leon in Lakewood, no traffic.
W0GV Jerry Westminster.
Kilo 7 Italy Radio Canada, Bill Highlands Range, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0 Foxtrot Alpha November, Hudson, Denver, no traffic.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor Tom Arvada, no traffic.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo AA0 JK Fred in Arvada, good evening, no traffic.
W0TX repeater.
Whiskey 0 India Bravo Alpha Eric Hudson, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. N0 GWM Leon, W0 GV Jerry, K7 IRZ Bill, KE0 FAN Hudson, K6HJV Tom, AA0JK Fred, and W0IBA Eric. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Papa Romeo Linear and Inglewood.
Whiskey 0 Lima Foxtrot, Orland and Golden, no traffic, over.
Whiskey 0 Mike Delta Kilo, Matt in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI, Larry in Lakewood.
Kilo 0 Kilo Papa Sierra, Kevin Lakewood.
W6OAV, Harwin's Ranch, good evening.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 LPR Lanier, I had a lot of noise, so I don't know if someone else is checking in at the same time and doubled or what, but I did pick out Lanier. Next I had WW0LF Orland, and W0MDK Matt, K0LAI Larry, K0KPS Kevin, and W6OAV Bill. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Sierra India, Tom, Highlands Ranch.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Sierra, India, Tom. Move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo. Stan in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu John in Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa Jim in Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2SHR Stan, KE0RVZ John, and N0TRP Jim. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffix is beginning of letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffix is beginning letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
AC0VC, Bill and Elizabeth.
Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
Net Control, would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, AC0VC Bill, and KA0YKV Bill. Make second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now. All right, we'll open up the entire alphabet, and radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
WN0N, Dave in Lakewood. Kilowatt 0, Delta Papa Romeo, Paul and Aurora.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WG0N Dave and K0DPR Paul. Be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to turn the net over to our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GB. Go ahead, Jerry, the net's yours.
All righty, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Don't really have a whole lot. It's been a pretty quiet week. We had our meeting, a virtual meeting, Wednesday evening program, and I think all went well. We had, I think, upwards of 60 or so attendants, so that was good. And let's see, not much else. We've been doing a little work over at Station 4, upgrading our AC power system with a switchable, so we can turn things on and off remotely. That's about the only thing that's really been going on this week. So I think that's it. We'll have more next time. Hope everybody's doing well, staying well, and we are here. Back to you, Jim, W0GV.
All right, thanks very much, Jerry. And I didn't see anybody that indicated they had traffic when they checked in tonight. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R, your net control station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now.
Hey, correction.
Sure, go ahead, correction.
Yeah, Jim, when you returned the call or my call, I thought you had it as a 0. The call is Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo.
You're right, Rich. I'm sorry about that. I did correct it. Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo. Thanks for that. Sorry for the mix-up. And make one more call. Anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? Please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now.
Kilo 9 Bravo Yankee Uniform Russell Highlands Ranch.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. Kilo 9er, Bravo Yankee Uniform Russell. Make one more call, make sure we got everyone. Any other late check-ins, please call now. All right, I'll now go through and review next weekend's contest and upcoming Hamfest. And upcoming Hamfest is easy. We have nothing on the calendar at this time, so to wait till next year. Looks like everything has gotten canceled. And let's see, for a contest coming up this next weekend, we have the ALA-RA contest. Begins on August 29th at 0600 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 0559 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a CW and foam contest. We have the V/VE Islands QSO party. That begins on August 29th at 1200 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 0300 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 6 meters. That's a CW phone and digital contest. Next, we have the SCCRTTY Championship. Begins on August 29th at 1200 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 1159 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that's, of course, a digital contest. Next, we have the YO DXHF contest. Begins on August 29th at 1200 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 1200 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that's a CW and phone contest. Next, we have the Worldwide Digi DX contest. Begins on August 29th at 1200 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 1200 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters, and that's a digital contest. Next, we have the Kentucky State Parks on the air. That begins on August 29th at 1400 hours Zulu. Goes through August 29th until 2200 hours Zulu. That is on 80 through 10 meters. That is a CW phone and digital contest. And next, the Kansas QSO party. That begins on August 29th at 1400 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 2000 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 6 meters, and that's a CW phone and digital contest. And lastly, we have the SARL HFCW contest. That begins on August 30th at 1400 hours Zulu. Goes through August 30th until 1700 hours Zulu. That is on 80 through 20 meters, and that's a CW contest. A couple reminders. High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz on a 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturnet, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and they meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs: a 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, the 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, the 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, the 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, the 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, the 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset, our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz field tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz field tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with different frequency propagations requires that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital-only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz field tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have a 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6 meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with the required 107.2 hertz field tone.
W0TX repeater.
Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 33 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:01, and repeaters available for regular use. This is K0TY Net Control Station, and please stand by a moment while I return the field tone to the repeater.
PL on.
This is K0TR, and I am clear.